Yo, 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 yo. How you guys doing? Figured I would do a quick video about a topic that still seems to not get through to people. Drugs. The vast majority of mind-altering substances, in fact, the ones that are more mind-altering tend to be less addictive. Put it this way, when you put that strong tab on your tongue, or you decide to eat 5-6 grams of mushrooms, you're essentially skydiving, going on an African safari, things like that. People generally would like to revisit these experiences, but you know, it takes a while to muster up the courage for it again. Milder doses of psychedelics can be really pleasurable and pleasant all the way through, or really mind-altering substances in general can be pleasurable. Why I say that is because I want to include drugs such as disassociatives, and others that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. There are a few other categories of very, very mind-altering substances, but addiction seems to come up with people that aren't really that familiar with drugs and drug use. You can't get addicted to psychedelics. You just cannot. Dissociatives, on the other hand, I hear of them being somewhat addictive, and I'm not sure how that works. I'm not that well versed in those substances. Ketamine, PCP, etc. I guess they all vary in that category as well. Whereas if you take mushrooms, it's pretty safe to say that you have a decent understanding of most psychedelics. Or if you take LSD, same thing. You pretty much have an understanding of how the general idea of what a psychedelic is like. To get the most out of the therapeutic value, typically you need quite a bit, like a strong experience. So if you were to do that, it is so powerful that it rocks your very core. And when it does that, there's no way you would want to revisit that place immediately. Thus, it would take the whole idea of it being addictive out of the picture. Powerful doesn't always equate to pleasurable. For a psychedelic to be fully therapeutic, to fully cleanse you, you have to go through some shit. If I was to jump out of an airplane tomorrow, the rush, the whole experience would probably be phenomenal. I've never done it. But when I touch down onto the ground, I know for a fact that I would be like, wow, I'm so glad I did that. I can mark that off my bucket list. And it was so exciting, but I probably don't want to take that risk again anytime soon. It's a lot like that with psychedelics. Granted, you take a hefty enough dose, a large dose. Not a medium dose, not a kinda dose, but like a full-on psychedelic dose. Recreational doses still can get uncomfortable at times. Still, they're not the perfect party drug. So there's no, or escape drug. They're not the perfect escape drug, because what they do is they make you face certain parts of you that are normally easily or more easily brushed aside. Makes you face them head on and handle them. So typically they're not going to, it's not something you want to repeat right away. I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to do acid as much as possible, but there was still an apprehension. There was still and on top of all that, there's this crazy tolerance with most psychedelics that builds up immediately. So quick, in fact, if you decided to take a half of a hit of LSD, and there's a cross tolerance. So if you take some LSD one night and you try to take mushrooms the next night, it's not going to work unless you double your normal dose. There's a cross tolerance, if that makes sense. But anyway, if you were to sorry, I lost track there. Actually, what I meant to say was, if you were to take a half a hit of LSD and then decide, well, I kind of want to go deeper, and take the other half 2-3 hours into the trip, what's going to happen is that second half is going to only feel like about a quarter. Why this is because of the rapid tolerance onset. You took that first half, so your tolerance just automatically went up. Unless you take that other half within, an hour, before it has fully saturated your receptors, that half has fully saturated your receptors, you still have a chance to take the other half so that they can go in together and saturate. But once the first half you took has fully developed or integrated into your system, the next half that you take, there's going to be a tolerance. So it will feel a lot less than normal. That's how rapid the tolerance builds up. So what that does is, if you took LSD on Friday night and you had so much fun that you wanted to take LSD on Saturday night, you're going to have to at least double your dose in order to get, roughly double your dose in order to get to where you were on Friday night. Say you did that. Say you took one dose Friday and you doubled it Saturday. Come Sunday, you're not done, you want to trip again. You're going to have to quadruple your dose from Friday, doubling what you took Saturday. So 1 dose Friday, 2 doses Saturday, 4 doses Sunday. How long can you keep doing that? It's impossible to become addicted to it. Physically, there's no physical way that you can become addicted to it. And mentally, it just doesn't, it's too powerful of an experience, too earth-shattering to want to just continuously be on it. Now, there are people out there who like to trip a lot. But in my experience, when I've talked to these people, it takes effort to continuously do that. If they decided to stop, it would be easier to stop than to keep going. Whereas if you're an opiate addict or a cocaine addict, it's the opposite of that. You crave it. You can't function without it. With LSD, you have to make a conscious effort. Mushrooms, you have to make a conscious effort to continue, like you're on a mission. You want to reach something, or you have a goal to achieve by taking that much. Hopefully that makes sense. it's just not an addictive family of drugs. So yeah. Other than that, I wanted to update you guys on a friend of mine who is tripping on ETH LAD as we speak. She's about 3-4 hours away from me. I finally convinced her to try it. She's never done a psychedelic in her life. She has horrible anxiety and depression. More anxiety than depression. I mean, she is bad. She's one of the worst cases I've ever been around. And I didn't pressure her to do this. I just would give her the facts and tell her how amazing it is, and that I hope that one day she can experience a psychedelic. I didn't recommend ETH LAD as her first one, but that is what she chose to do, based on some of her peers and what they were doing at the time. She decided to go with ETH LAD. But one of the texts she sent to me tonight was, "I don't know how much I can thank you, blah blah blah." She's absolutely phenomenal and amazing. I'm really happy for her. She said verbatim that she's having a mystical experience, and I said, well, forget the phone then and indulge and soak that whole thing up. Soak it up, because she's very detached from anything, spiritual. She's not, she doesn't believe. I don't like the word believe, so throw that out. It doesn't appear to be possible in her paradigm that there's more than what meets the eye in this universe, in this world. So she's getting quite the wake-up call right now, which is really exciting for me and her, more so for her. I'm just really happy for her, because she's always wanted this. She's always wanted to feel like, or be convinced that there's more to this universe. And I think psychedelics are just the thing for that. For a lot of people. Not everyone, but so yeah, that's really exciting, because she's one of those people that you hear about with mental issues that should not take psychedelics, and she's having the time of her fucking life. And what time is it now? It's 12:13 a.m. here where I'm at, and she took it at, I want to say, about 6. So her trip should be winding down, and she texted me this, and I spoke slightly with her on the phone about it a couple hours ago. So probably around when, towards the end of her peak. So I trust that everything went well. No bad trip or psychotic reaction, which is to be expected with someone of her mental status, according to what common knowledge is. People with anxiety, people with any kind of issues like that should stay away from psychedelics, is what the general consensus is. But I don't believe that at all. I think they should be more careful. I think they should definitely use more, take the whole set and setting thing more into account than your average person. I think everyone should take that into account, and everyone should be careful with their set and setting, but more so with an individual who suffers from any kind of anxiety like she does. I mean, she has a drinking problem because of her anxiety. It's unreal how bad this woman's anxiety is, and for her to overcome this is huge. So yeah, sorry, nothing too interesting lately. I've been really busy with my art and other stuff, so I haven't been tripping much, or having any kind of experiences that are necessary to share. Although I do want to make some videos really soon, I promise, about astral projection, about spiritual phenomena that I have personally experienced, and why I think that might be valid and interesting to you people out there is because I am not some woo-woo new age type person. I've had my experiences and I would like to share them. I'm very open to what they are. I'll go so far as to, if I'm nuts, fine. But I'm just saying that I have experienced these things, and they do defy the materialist, reductionist point of view of science. So I do really want to start making videos about that stuff, and hopefully challenge some of you hardcore atheists out there. Maybe get you guys thinking that maybe there's more to this crazy, insane existence that we all get to experience. So I don't condone the use of any psychoactive substances, illegal or illegal. I simply share my experiences here, and that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.